you guys get here? Hey, Solo Black 313 coming at you, Rise and Ride. And I'm just going over the connections to this water manifold. We're due to have our inspections here, so we're just checking some last minute stuff. We're checking the gas hookup, the water hookup, and the boiler will be installed. So, hey, stick around. We're going to take a look at the Honda St1300. A couple of days ago I gave a review, and there were some things that I left out. Today I'm going to change the oil filter, change the air filter, and add some new differential oil to the shaft drive. All right, stick and stay. Solo Black 313, Rise and Ride. This is my 2004 Honda St1300 Sport Tourer. 1261 cc's, 4-stroke, 118 horsepower. I question that. 117 Newton meters. It's a 4-cylinder, it's fuel injected, it's liquid cooled, and it's a 5-speed transmission. The Honda St13 comes with an adjustable windscreen. It has 120/70 ZR18s on the front, 170/60 ZR17s on the back. It comes with a 310 millimeter double disc on the front and a single disc on the back. Dual stainless steel exhaust. My ST came with a Givy 45-liter top case and 2 side panniers from Honda, the original ones. The fuel capacity is 29 liters or 7.7 gallons. The color is portal dark blue, and I think it looks amazing.
Today's video will not be an instructional video of how to replace the oil or air filter on an St1300. It'll be more of a video of me just doing those things and having you guys hang out with me while I change the oil and change the oil filter and change the differential oil in the back. And I just want you guys to kind of hang out with me. Let's get started.
Okay guys, changing the oil on the drive shaft took about, seriously, took about 7 minutes. The longest part about changing the oil on the drive shaft was the actual draining. So I cut the video probably down by about, 3 minutes. I think it's only a 2-minute segment. All right, so now we're gonna move on to changing the oil. I'll get the bike jacked up on the jack stands, and then we'll change the oil. What you'll need to change the oil filter and drain the oil is a 17mm wrench and a 17mm socket. Okay, we finally got this nut off. I let the bike warm up for about 5 minutes. All right, we'll come back once that finishes draining. Okay, Honda recommends that you install a new crush washer after every oil change, but I've checked this washer out and it's in pretty good shape, and I just cleaned off the bolt, so this is ready to go back on. The crush washer is in great shape. All right, we'll get that bolt back on there. Get this bolt on here. We don't want to cross thread that. There we go. All right. So we got that bolt back on there. No fuss, no muss. All right, let's use the wrench to tighten that baby up. Okay. Let's see. Go that way. I don't know what the torque spec is on this. I'm sure there is one. I loaned a friend of mine my torque wrench, so for right now, I'm just going to torque it down as tight as it goes for right now, and then I'll get that torque wrench and I'll torque it to the proper specs. All right, so let's move on to changing the oil filter. Okay, this is the new oil filter for the Honda St1300. The current oil filter I have on there has a 17mm nut that doesn't require an oil filter wrench to remove it. When I went and purchased this oil filter, they didn't have any more, so I have to put this one on. But the one I'm about to take off now has that 17mm wrench that allows you to use a 17mm wrench to remove it, which makes it really, really easy to take off an oil filter. But like I say, this one doesn't have it. Where I purchased it from, they were out, so I had to get this one. So I'm just gonna dab a little oil, put a little oil around the ring there to help it out, keep it moist, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to just dab it with a little oil. So, okay, we'll dab it with a little oil. All right, so now that's ready to go on the bike. Okay, so we'll slide this under there. Boy, I tell you, it's really hard doing this when you only have, when you're trying to record. And so excuse my fingers, and excuse the shakiness while I try to grab this nut and take this oil filter off. I got it loose. Oh, I just gotta get under here, twist that baby off. It's coming. Oh shit, I forgot about that. A little spillage there. All right, they don't make it easy. Let's let that drain out a little bit. Okay guys, I tried my damnedest, but I just could not get that oil filter on and hold that camera, man. So I had to I had to cut it there, and you can trust and believe that I got the oil filter on. It's tight. Everything is good. Everything is good in the world. All right, so now I'm going to add the oil. I'm using a Shell Rotella 520 by 40. And so we're going to refill the oil. Now I think I got about 3 quarts in here, and I have some more that I bought. So I'm going to use this up first and then finish it off with the other brand new one I have. Let's get started. So you got to pop this little clip here, bring that out, and you pull this. Never really, it's a fight to get this damn thing off sometime. Okay, let me cut this and I'll get right back to you guys, okay? All right, got the cover off, and there's your fill valve, your spout. All righty, and my funnel. I had a longer funnel, but this will have to do. Maybe I should do it like this. Oh shit. Okay, that's the last that was in this container. I have another container, but first I'm gonna check the sight glass and see where we're standing. I'll be right back. Man, I'm really making a mess. I hate this funnel. Gosh. All right, I'll check that sight glass one more time, see where we're at. Okay, there it is. Our oil's at that hole, and you can see the hash marks. We're right where we're supposed to be. Job well done. All right, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to install a new air filter. To change the air filter, you're going to have to remove this seat. So with the Honda, you'll have to insert your key, lift up on this, and you push this lever down, and the seat should come up. And we're back. All right, there we go. We got to get this seat out of here. I'm sorry it took 2 hands to get the seat off. So, all right, let's place this over here. Okay, now with this tank in the position that it is now, the Honda ST13 comes with a 3-way adjustable seat height, and that is manipulated by this bar right here. You can go here, you can go there, you can go here, but this adjuster also has what they call a maintenance position, and that maintenance position slides all the way to the back. Which that allows you to do is to slide the tank up to this point. You will not get this tank off without putting this in the maintenance position. So you have 3 levels of seating. You have this level right here, that level right there, and then there's one at the very bottom. Those are your 3 positions to adjust your seat. This position that it is right now is in what they call the maintenance position, which allows you to move this tank back to this point to get these to get this tank up. You're gonna have to take these two bolts off, and they're 8mm. So let me grab the 8mm, and we'll take this tank off to get to the air filter. All right. Now, when you are taking these two bolts off, like I said, this is an 8mm. Be careful, because this washer right here and there, it dropped on me one time. You don't want that to happen. So be mindful when you take these two 8mm bolts out that these washers are attached to it. So be very careful not to drop them, and then you'll be all right. Okay, once you get those two bolts off and you put it in the maintenance position right here, Honda gave you a tank prop. It was a piece of metal, probably about, oh, that long, that fit down here to hold this tank up. But mine didn't come with that, so I use a ratcheting strap. Hey, necessity is the mother of invention. You got to do what you got to do. So there are a few bolts that hold this air filter in. You have to take all of these off, and then that air filter come out. But there's one thing first. That right there, can you see that? There's a clip right here, a sensor. You gotta remove this sensor first. So you take this sensor off, and you take these bolts off right there, starting with that one, and then you can work your way around, and then you take this out. So when I get to that stage, I'll get back with you, and then I'll show you how to replace that filter. Okay, once you get the 6 Phillips head screwdriver bolts out, it's a simple case of just pulling it up. Like I say, remember, be sure to disconnect this sensor. Check around in your air box to make sure there's no leaves or crap in here. And if there is, just clean it out. And then here's your filter. Doesn't look that bad, but let's see. Got a couple of twigs in there. It doesn't look that bad, but I don't know how long it's been in there. And I'm hoping this isn't, it says OC01. OC01, and I'm not, this cannot be the date of this filter because it's an 04. So be on the safe side. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but I already bought one, so we're gonna go ahead and throw that one in. Okay, here's the new one, all nice and shiny and new, and it's a simple case of just popping it in place. Okay, hey, that's it. I'm going to put the cover back on, make sure you put this sensor back on, and that'll be it. And then I'll get with you guys in closing. All right. Well, guys, another great job is done. I buttoned her up, turned her on, let her run for like 15 minutes, no leaks. I feel good about the job I just did. Just cleaning up my tools now before I put them away. And there's one more thing. This is what I used to use to catch my oil. It's a little bit sketchy, right? You can see how it sloped when I cut it. And so when I would do the oil changes on my on my Honda Shadow, every time I did an oil change, and also I always buy a gallon of oil to change my change the oil. So the Honda Shadow didn't take the full 4 quarts. It only took like 3.2. Well, anyway, so I would say, you know, every time that I changed the oil, once I emptied the old oil container, I would keep it and make an oil catcher out of it. But because I can get 2 uses out of one of these, once I finished changing the oil, I would always throw it away. But today, I've already cut the hole in it. If you change your oil and you buy it by the gallon, these make great catchers for oil because it's a gallon, you know. My ST1300 takes a full gallon. I know I can put that oil in here. It's not going to be a problem. My Honda Shadow Ace 2001 takes 3.2 quarts. So it's plenty of room for that. So that's just a little thing. If you buy your oil, when you do your oil change, about a gallon, hey, cut a hole in it, stick it underneath there. Any amount of oil you put in there is gonna fit. All right. Hey, I'm glad you guys stuck around with me. This has just been my maintenance on the ST1300 after 4 months of ownership and 4,000 miles. I had a great time doing it. I hope you guys had a great time watching it. If you can, please like and subscribe to my channel. That'll help me grow. All right. So, hey, this is Solo Black 313. Rise and ride. I want you guys to be safe and have a great Thanksgiving.